Which just all I can say is basically about that. It's going to be half computer controlled and the other half which will be with gauge mounted Combi controller for DC. So it's going to be a mix. Eventually I'll probably just put it all over the DCC once I know the chip's going to work for each locomotive. But at the moment I think a hybrid's the best way to go at the moment at this point in time. But move. I've got this connection down here is a little bit dodgy. There we go. Again, I forgot to mention the tender is so light on this locomotive, and she's had issues in the past where her connection doesn't work very well. But yeah, you can just see by seeing this A4 running, you can see the state of the engine it was in, and it was buzzing like mad. So most definitely don't go for this controller if you're into this advanced level of model arraying and you've got loads of sidings for loads of locomotive DMUs, EMUs, maybe something more advanced like the reforming by Batman, the Midland Prom sets, or the ground central HST sets or something like that. Because they're worth a lot of money. And I've got a HST, it's in repair at the moment, and how did that happen? Well, just to check out my recent videos, I did that back in the beginning of March. I did mention what happened to it, but you just have to check the videos out. But yeah, so we know this controller doesn't work. Works for very advanced layout. And my advanced layout it's not happened yet because I'm not keeping it stable. It's way too heavy to move around, and it's also in a not the best state, and also it takes a lot of room up if you're in a smaller places. So it's good for a big place. If you've got a big garage or something, you can have this to run on your tire layout. So what I'm going to end up doing for this DC Hornby Select, which my mum bought me for my birthday, I don't know how much it costs, but it was a birthday present for my 18th, that's all I know it was from that. But what I might consider using it for is just to test locomotives on a small piece of track for the power cars, and just to see if it works okay. That'll be it. It won't be used just for that purpose only. So that will really be its only purpose, its new purpose for the time being until I decide to get rid of it completely. So let's get rid of this track completely, and we're going to the Gauge Master Combi controllers, which I'm going to show in a moment. And so I'm just going to connect these wires up to the controller, up to the track. And I remember why I don't use this stuff anymore. I will re-show you all the controllers in the second half again, just to run in order, but I'm not going to show you right now because obviously I think this controller is connected. I think just there, disconnect that. Think we got the right controller? No, we haven't. Damn it. We've got the wrong controller plugged in. Oops. Didn't meant to drop that. But have we got the right one in now? Yes, we have. Brilliant. And now again, I'll show you this. I'll move the controller around so you can see it. I'm just being careful about the wires on this particular controller because it is exactly the same as the other one, because less heavily used than the other one. But yes, this Hornby gauge master Combi controller, which you can hold in your hand like this, and you can just turn it up to get a really small, smooth range of control, and you can gradually turn it up on your controller, and it gives you a much higher speeds if you want to give it a full whack of a high speed. And I've got a perfect diesel to actually test that with. A4 is quite old and she's probably in a good service, but again, she is quite old, so she's shown a range of it. And she's been heavy use. She's got a lot of miles on this model, so she's definitely done quite a lot of mileage. And I'm going to show you my Class 47 by Batman. The one is not the perfect example in the condition it's in, but it's just a test for today with the controls. Oops. Did that disconnect? There we go. So I'm going to put it at low speed, that's full power. I'm put it at low speed about 20%. There we go. That's at about 10%. It's very slow. Can we go back down to 5? Just about. Again, this train is 7 years old, so it's pretty ancient. So as model trains go, it's pretty old. But you know, it's never failed on me. It has a few damages, but it hasn't had, you know, the engine cut out. It hasn't failed with the lights. It hasn't done a thing. It's literally done rather well since I had it. So yes, definitely it's a reliable train, the Class 47 by Batman. Definitely a reliable train. And you can get used ones for a much cheaper price now, compared to the ones you get brand new from Batman or Hornby or other manufacturers now. You can get them cheaper, and I recommend just going for cheaper because the companies, well, I know it has to do with price of inflation with everything going up, but so let me put that in. So yes, what was I going to do? Oh yes, give me a second, I forgot. Where's the calculator? Not a calculator, the text, that was it. Hornby oh, that one. Where are we? Hornby 00 select controller is not MII compliant. Hornby DC controller is not suitable for advanced layouts. So I just put that in my things to remember, so I can show you that actually now, if I can hide that bit. There we go. So that's basically what I'm writing out right now. It says Hornby select is not suitable, MI compliant, suitable for certain checks with controls. And then I put a Hornby DC controller, which is this one, which we tested earlier, which is not suitable for branch layouts or, you know, proper layouts, which is properly glued down, or not glued, but stuck down with cork and ballast and everything else. It's not suitable for that. That's basically just gets you in the hobby and gets you into the hobby rowing market, if you like. It basically just gets you into the world of railways to start with, and then you work your way up to maybe something a little bit different. And then you work your way into this controller, which I'm going to just unplug for you. This one here, the Hornby Gauge Master Combi controller, which I highly recommend if you want a very smooth operation on your layout. Even though it's advanced layout, you can have something like this. It doesn't look too bad. As you can see, this one is a little bit worn out because I did a lot of testing with this one, and I did some tests on how much your controller can cope with all the different locomotives running on the track all at the same time. I did have it close to burning out, but I didn't. I was quite lucky that didn't do it to me, but I did get close. Which I don't highly recommend doing, but if you're going to do it anyway, then all I can say is just do it. Get a thing and then test your thing, you know. Test your controllers and make sure if you're looking to have a proper layout done with your Gauge Master Combi controllers, because I have two. I bought two at the same time because they're about 30 quid for two of them at the time. Obviously they're not now. I think they're about £100 each now for these basic entry level Gauge Master Combi controllers, but they're now 30 quid each. They were 30 quid each at the time when I bought them. So I think now these in good condition, which this one would be worth about 40. If that was in a much better condition than this one, well, if that was in a better condition than this one, then these two together, they would have been costing me about £124 probably per controller. But I got two for a reason. They're cheap, they're good, and it gives me a lot of operations of, you know, to actually, and I like the feel of it as well. It feels like you're actually driving something, which is really cool. And I also say a big thanks to Intercity 82 to inspire me that controller, because he did a DCC controller test with all his control system, and yeah, it works really well. So I'm going to go back through the older ones again now and see. I'm going to start with the basic controller.